Hey guys, it is Sunday, August the 11th. It's like 3:45 in the afternoon. I have been out here in this building since 11 o'clock this morning, and I'm actually sitting down, working on my workspace, actually trying to clean it up. I've gotten a lot done. I still have a long way to go, but every little bit helps. 5 minutes here, 2 minutes there, a minute there, an hour here, an hour or two there, 3 hours, who knows. But I'm getting there. I'll pick you guys up and see. I'm on one of these little weird stands. But yeah, this is my little work table. It's a repurposed workstation desk from a school. You probably can't see very well. Yeah, I'm running my little jackery. So, but yeah. So, and it's, like they would use in the school and stuff, but this is where I'm going to do a lot of my work at until I decide what else I'm going to do. I've got my booms right here. I'm working on cleaning them up, setting them up. So, but I wanted to make sure I got out here today. Whew, all the stuff stuck to my leg. Woohoo, I don't even know what that is. What is that, old paint? I was trying to tell them what it is. Things have been in my building for so long without being cleaned. So I've been trying to clean as I go a little bit, because I've just been kind of putting things in the general area. And my cabinet over here, I'll take a still shot a little bit later to put in this video when I get ready to put it out. And yesterday I spent time, there's 3 under cabinets, and I always knew that the far left one was going to be nothing but Christmas stuff. So at the moment, it is nothing but Christmas stuff with the exception of an impulse sealer and a new Yeti mic that I bought like 2.5 years ago. It's still in the box and still haven't used it. But the middle one, pretty much all 3 cabinets are good to go. As the more I've been unloading boxes and stuff and going through cabinets, tubs and stuff and cardboard, I've been trying to move a few things, and so right now I've got a lot of placeholders. The top of the cabinet, if you remember what it was looking like the other day, was nice and clear. It's not clear right now. It's not clear right now. But everything that's supposed to be there is there. So I just got to get everything moved back off. I'm working on getting more over there done. I can walk around. I can spin in a circle with my arms out in the middle of the building now without hitting anything. I haven't been able to do that in forever and a day, which that's good. But yeah, do I want both of these together? This is my stamp cleaning solutions. My old one and my new one that I bought, who knows how many years ago. And so I'm probably going to put just both of them right there, because when I get to card making, I do a lot of cards. So, but I'm trying to just come, and it's nice to be able to sit down and just work on something like this, busy part, organization a little bit more. For the longest time, I haven't been able to do that. So it's kind of nice to be able to do it now. I do sit where I have myself set up at. Right now, since my air conditioner is not yet installed, hopefully next weekend, if I can buy the wire this week, the weather will hold and we can get put in. Yay! But right now, I've got my door. My door is open right here. I don't have any of the windows open. And then, so anything that's heat sensitive that I keep on my table, like adhesives or pens, markers, stuff like that, I'm going to keep on my table so they're against the wall and not direct sunlight from the window or the doors. This over here I'm still working on. But once I finally get everything done, I will do a tour. Or at least when I get everything to 90% done, I will do a tour. That actually needs to go to my paper stuff. That's stuck. But it's going to be a work in progress. I've been doing some crafts over at my sister-in-law's house, my BFF, Crafty Mac. And she's on Facebook and YouTube, Crafty Macs, Macs, LLC. You can find her there. She hasn't put any new videos up in a while, but she's going to be soon. That is coming. She's a blast. She's a blast. We've been sister-in-laws now for over 30, well, coming up on 35 years in January. We've known each other for 35 years, so that's always good. But yeah, we've been crafting together for 25 of those 35 years. So we homeschooled together, we homeschooled our children together, we've done everything together. So, sanding block. This is one of my necessities next to my table when I work. I love my little sanding blocks. We are memory makers now. They were memory keepers or something before. But that's one of those necessities for me that stays close at hand because you never know. Goodness. That is Tim Holtz. I have a box for this stuff. Where is it at? It's over here. So I'm still organizing and shifting and putting things in place, but I know generally where most things are going to go. This is a box full of Tim Holtz sprays, distress sprays, and distress oxide sprays and stains. I love me my Tim Holtz. I'm obsessed with Tim Holtz. I have a lot of Tim Holtz. This is something that's actually going to sit in this shelf here. But because of the window, I don't want it to sit on top, so it's actually going to go into a shelf. And I'm probably going to put it in this shelf right here. So that means I need to move the rubbing alcohols. Let's move, well, you know what? I may not have to move all of the rubbing alcohol. I may just put it, will it fit in the side? Nope, not going to fit in the side. It will have to be moved. And that's the one thing to keep in mind when you're organizing your craft space, especially if it's something you're not going to get into all the time. Remember, don't make it hard to put it away. If it is hard to put, heat has gotten to that, and it's been out here for a few years. It's swelled shut, and I've never actually opened it. Wow. That's what heat will do to a bottle of alcohol. I may see this one. Neither one of these has been opened. This is very interesting, folks. This is rubbing alcohol, 91%. I use it for alcohol inks, paintings and stuff I do. But these are the sides. This one is bulged. This one is not. Both the same brand. Both have the same expiration date, and I bought them both at the same time. But this one is bulged. I am actually, so that we don't have an accident out here one day, we're going to release the pressure off of this. Just if I put some holes in it. There we go. It's going down a little bit. I just don't want to have a situation where it gets too hot and expands, and all of a sudden I got rubbing alcohol everywhere. Because rubbing alcohol takes paint off of things, stain, varnish, the whole 9 yards. It removes it quickly. And I don't want that to happen. So, and I just recently discovered that my Tim Holtz sprays would fit in one of these craft boxes. So there's going to be a day I'm going to play with the box and decorate it. Yeah, got to decorate my boxes. So let's see if these will fit to the side. They will fit down the side of the box and with plenty of room. Good. And like I said, one day I'm gonna take you guys on a craft room tour. Sorry about that. Whew, it's hot in here. I have a solar powered fan in my door, just blowing some air in here, but it's still hot. And I have to make a mess to clean it up. So I'm currently making a mess by spreading it all over my table. But that is okay. And one thing when you, especially if you're reorganizing your space and you're making a lot of changes, or you're going into a new space and it's been a while since you've crafted, you don't want to make too much too permanent for a while. Once you get in your space and you start crafting and using things, you're going to understand where you want it to go. But I'm going to leave you for now. Tuesday, August the 13th, 2024, and I'm coming to you from the art studio. 2019, if you happen to by chance be one of the 5 people, or 11 people now, that followed me on Instagram, there was a photo on there of my first official craft I was doing for the channel. I made the craft, but never got a chance to put a video out there of how I did it. So today I'm just going to give you a sneak peek, because on Friday we're going to make a version of it. We're actually going to make a Halloween version on Friday. But today I'm going to show you 3 different versions real quick. A brief synopsis of how you would do it. And one thing you will find out about me is I fly by the seat of my pants. I am not a directions girl. I'm not an instruction girl. I can follow instructions, so I'm pretty good at that. But there are times when I just wing it. I love doing it because you just never know what's going to happen. But on this one right here, I made in 2019, it is a 10.5-inch pumpkin that you can buy from Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Joann's, online and Amazon. This one is a orange one. But this is the ones that look just like a pumpkin. You just set them on your table as is and do nothing with it. But I chose to decorate. So this is my guy from that year. Now what I did, this is mesh. This right here is just strips of mesh that you could buy at Hobby Lobby in their floral design section. This is a clearer mesh and this is a darker one. You could do any color you want. You're only limited by your own imagination as to what you do. These are roughly 1.5 to 2 inch strips that I cut, and they're random. They're not perfect. Some of them are overlapped, some of them are straight. See, these are more straight. They all kind of overlap one another. And I started at the bottom. I measured from the bottom up to the top. There is a stem in here behind the squirrel. And I want to say it was right at 11 inches, 11.5 inches I had to cut because you have to account for the curve of the pumpkin. And so I did a bunch of strips and just started hot gluing them on there. Once I got that done, I had visited Hobby Lobby and they had these great felt, I love these guys, felt woodland creatures. And I pulled out the big squirrel and one of the owls. And all I did was set them against the top of the pumpkin and then hot glued them to the stem that's there. So, and then I also hot glued them together to one another so they don't go anywhere. At the time, Hobby Lobby had these great plastic-backed bows. I had to think there for a minute. Wow. Let me pull my glasses back. Hey, now I can see you guys. Anyways, I have to tack these guys down. So, but I still have to tack this down, and I will get to that at some point, just not right now. But on this side, I never finished that year. I never made it back to finish it. And I don't think I'm going to finish it. I kind of like him as he is. So one side's very, very simple. But the other side, the squirrel side, I love the squirrel. I really need to name him, but I haven't done so yet. Maybe I'll call him Fred. Hey, Fred. You like Fred? He's thinking about it. But anyways, at that time, when I bought these, they came with these really cute ribbons. They had these little beads and stuff on them. And so I added this to it. This was some ribbon. This is 1-inch ribbon that I had. I usually use it for card making. I added this, and all I did with these is just hot glue them up to here. That's all I did is hot glue them up here. In that package was also leaves and then these acorns. And so I added those. Now this year, Hobby Lobby had mushrooms and sunflowers. Now the only thing that I did to these is on the sunflowers, I took a black fine tip pen and just added some dimension into the leaves. That's all I did. On the bottom of this, I took some more of this mesh here and just made a circle along the bottom of it and then gave a base for it to sit. Because when it was sitting on my table that year, I would fluff this out and tuck stuff into it. I may or may not pull those out for there one time. I'm not sure. It's, you know, who knows. But you could have this sitting on a charger plate. Just like that. Just like that. So, but that was the version I made in 2019 that I was going to show you guys. And unfortunately didn't get around to it. But at the same time that I did that, I did another version in a smaller pumpkin. It's a 6.5-inch pumpkin. Same style pumpkin, but a different style of craft. I Mod Podged, or decoupaged is what the 80s term was for it, napkins onto this one. I had some napkins that were this beautiful blue with this big sunflower in it. And I just ripped into pieces and I just Mod Podged it all the way around the pumpkin. I left the stem exposed. That's all I did back then. Never had a chance to go in and finish it, and it just kind of got set to the side. So it's got some nicks and stuff in it that I'm going to go in at some point with inks, and I will correct that. When I do that, it'll be a brief blip on a video, and I'll show you how to do that real quick. But this past week, I went ahead and pulled it back out, and I took 4 leaves from these sunflowers that I had. And I've had these for a while. I snipped the sunflower blooms off the stem and also took the leaves off. Hot glued the leaves down in 4 places because there's a stem of a pumpkin underneath here. Put the leaves in place and I put 4 of the sunflowers around. And I went in once again with my black fine tip pen and put in some details on those. And then this year, Hobby Lobby has these really cute squirrels. And I added a squirrel on top. Yeah, my light's washing it out. I got to get some better lights in here for the future, and I promise I will do that. But last week, I was challenged to go ahead and make a new pumpkin for the fall. And I did, and I went a completely different direction. I've got one in mesh, got one in napkins, and now I have one in fabric. And as my sister-in-law says, it is very whimsical. And it's definitely different. This is also a 6.5-inch pumpkin. I started with a yellow piece of fabric cut into a fat quarter. And voila. Voila. With something like this, if you're going to use a fat quarter on a smaller pumpkin, all you need to do is center your pumpkin in the middle of the material. Start at the base of the pumpkin, 4 or 5 pieces of hot glue to tack it into place. Gather it up, pull it up, tack it in a couple places on the inside of the fabric, and then create some creases, and then hot glue it in different spots, and then pull it all the way up to the top. When you get it pulled to the top, take a piece of ribbon, string, twine, whatever your choice is, and just tie it around on one side and tie it on the other. Hot glue it real quick behind it, hold it in place. And if you need to take a couple more ribbons to add to it, you absolutely can. I had a couple of the leftover squirrels and owls and such from that year, so I added some owls to it, different spots, and some squirrels. Owl. I think the other squirrel's down here. Yep. And then the mushrooms this year I added to it also. There's one tucked underneath there. That one's going to drive me nuts. I'm going to have to reorient the ribbon. I'm going to have to. It's driving me nuts. So once I got that far with that material and the ribbon and the owls and such, I had some leaves. They sell just about every year they sell random fall leaves. And I actually went through and I created a base so that it would create a bottom too. And I just kept going until it filled it out to the point I was happy. I made a trip to Hobby Lobby and I picked up some gnomes. And I will tell you right now, I'm not a fan of gnomes, but I put gnomes on this one. Gnomes, they have acorns this year. They also have small pumpkins, which is these guys. There's one of the squirrels. This is just berry filler off of stems of flowers that I've had for years. This is some of the gourds that they have available in bags this year. This, if you find the little packages of scarecrows, there's rickrack with buttons in the scarecrows. I added to it. There's some of my squirrels and acorns, some of the berries. He says, happy fall. See? Yeah. And then I went into the floral section. Got a pretty yellow butterfly pick. Just pushed it down into the material, jabbed it through the material like you would a push pin, and then just secured it with a dot of hot glue. Up here is some more of those sunflowers. Now, what I did different with these sunflowers, of course, I used the fine tip pen to make some detail, but I added some black gems into the middle. Now, with the fabric, at one point towards the end, it was like kind of looking dull to me. And I'm like, I need to do something different. Well, the material up here was fraying. And so I went ahead and took a lighter and I just seared the edges with fabric, mesh, anything like that that's flammable. It will try to catch on fire, so you're either going to have to do this or blow it out. Just be careful, don't set your studio on fire. If you let children do this, do not let them do this part, please. I do not take responsibility for that. So, but there's that fella. And again, you can put him on a charger, and that's actually what I'm going to do when I put him on my table this year. I'm going to put him on a charger this year with my table. But the one I'm going to do on Friday is going to be, I think it's an 8.5 inch. I'm not 100% sure. And I'm going to do a Halloween version on Friday. So that's what the video will be on Friday. It's a pumpkin turned into a centerpiece. And it'll be a Halloween style centerpiece. And I'll show you guys this again. And what I'm actually doing with the one on Friday is I'm going to do ribbon. I have 1.5 inch and 2.5 inch Halloween styled ribbon. And that's what we're going to do with that. And add some doodads and gizmos to it. Now, I'll give you a sneak peek of 2 more items that we're going to do in the future. And one of the fall items that we're going to do. So this way, if you think you want to do anything, you want to go to Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree is where this came from. Dollar Tree has these witches' hats. They are these plastic frames. These are designed to just hang on your front door or your wall or whatever. But I took one of these a few years ago, 2019 as a matter of fact, and I turned it into a Thanksgiving cornucopia. And so we will cover how to do that in a few weeks. So just about everything on here came from Dollar Tree, with the exception of this fellow and the gourds. The gourds were a Hobby Lobby special back then. But everything else came from Dollar Tree at the time. Actually, not the leaves. The leaves came from Hobby Lobby back then. But yeah. So I'm going to show you how to do that in a few weeks. But this is starting with a Dollar Tree witch's hat and turning it into that, a cornucopia. And I'll show you how to do that in about a month. Another thing I'm going to show you how to do is at least once a month until Christmas, I'm going to show you how to do a Christmas craft. And so this is something else I did in 2019, and I didn't get a chance to fully finish it, and it's been sitting in the open in one of my buildings, and so the star got broken. But I'm going to show you guys how to make this. And that is all Jingle Bells. All the green, the reds, and the golds, those are all Jingle Bells. And then we got holly berries and then presents. But I never had a chance to finish this. And it actually needs some repair, so I'm either going to take this off and just go to the smaller star. I'm not 100% sure. But we will get that finished also. That's coming up in the future. But I just want to give you guys a sneak peek as to what was coming on Friday. The building is coming along. I wasn't able to get out here yesterday. I had office work to do. And today is a little overcast and rainy. I should be able to get in here and purge a little bit today. It's coming along. But at least now I know that I have a space that I could sit and work in. I've got to work on getting better lighting in here that's more functioning. Because right now I just have a little power source. Because like I said, I'm not going to have power in my building. I have small generator banks. And that's what I'm going to use, other than the power source for my air conditioner. Guys, that'll do it for today. That's your sneak peek of what's coming on Friday. Can't wait to see how this one turns out, because I know it's going to be Halloween, but I don't know what I'm going to put on it. So you'll find out with me. And, like I said to you last time, get out there and make yourself smile. When you're done making yourself smile, go find someone else and make them smile. Because you never know when that person's going to lead the lift, and you're just the one they were looking for. Get out there. Make them smile, guys. See you next time. Bye.